My friends, let's talk about something that touches the deepest corners of the human heart. When you love someone with avoidant tendencies, you know it's not always smooth. You feel them build walls. You see them pull away. You sense them run when intimacy gets too close. But let me tell you something important. Walls are not built because they want to shut you out. Walls are built because once, somewhere in their past, they felt love was unsafe. And the truth is this: words can be weapons, or they can be medicine. The right words, spoken with warmth and authenticity, have the power to melt those walls and let love breathe again. Today, I want to give you 6 kinds of words, 6 powerful phrases that can pierce the armor of an avoidant heart. Not tricks, not games, but words born from understanding, empathy, and love. Number 1. You're safe with me. Safety is not just a physical feeling, it's emotional oxygen. For someone with avoidant tendencies, the fear of closeness is rooted in the idea that intimacy equals danger. Somewhere in their past, closeness hurt. Someone they trusted betrayed them, abandoned them, or used their vulnerability as a weapon. So now, without even realizing it, they carry this belief: if I let someone in, I'll get hurt again. That's why these words, "you're safe with me," are so powerful. They go deeper than reassurance. They speak directly to the wound that created the wall in the first place. When you whisper those words, when you look into their eyes and say it with sincerity, you are rewriting their emotional script. Think about it. Every time they pull back, they're silently asking, "Will you hurt me if I get too close?" When you answer that question with patience and with words that emphasize safety, you are giving them something rare: permission to exhale. The key isn't how you say it. It's not about saying it once. It's about creating an atmosphere where they feel it over and over again. Safety is not proven in a moment. It's proven consistently. Your tone, your patience, your calmness all echo that same message. You are safe here. You don't have to run. And when safety becomes the foundation, the walls that seemed unbreakable start to soften. Because no heart wants to stay locked forever. It just wants to know that opening up won't mean breaking apart. Number 2. I see the real you, and I love that person. Avoidants are often experts at hiding. They wear masks. They smile when they're hurting. They pull away instead of showing need. Why? Because deep down, they believe that if someone saw the real them, the unfiltered, unpolished, vulnerable self, they would be rejected. This is why these words are like water in a desert. I see the real you, and I love that person. It's not about loving the image they project or the polished version they show the world. It's about letting them know, even in your silence, even in your fears, even when you're distant, I see through it. And I love not despite it, but because of it. Do you know how rare that is? Most people only love the highlights reel of someone's life. But when you make it clear that you love their shadows too, you remove the shame that fuels their avoidance. And here's the secret. When someone feels truly seen, without judgment, without conditions, they relax. They open up. They reveal more of themselves, not because they were forced, but because they feel cherished. And that is what an avoidant longs for, even if they can't say it out loud. To be loved exactly as they are, masks off, soul bare, and still chosen. 3. Take your time. I'm not going anywhere. Patience is the most underrated superpower in love. Most people want closeness now. They want answers now. They want affection now. But an avoidant lives with an inner clock that ticks differently. For them, closeness feels overwhelming if it comes too fast. That's why these words carry such magic. Take your time. I'm not going anywhere. What do they really say? They say, you don't have to rush into intimacy to keep me. You don't have to perform to earn me. You don't have to panic about losing me just because you need space. Think of the freedom those words offer. Instead of feeling pressured, they feel trusted. Instead of running because they fear suffocation, they begin to lean in because they know you won't smother them. Ironically, the more space you give, the faster the walls come down. Why? Because love doesn't thrive in pressure. It thrives in patience. And patience says, I believe in you enough to wait. I believe in us enough to trust the timing. Remember, a flower doesn't bloom because you tug on it. It blooms because you create the right environment. Your words of patience are the sunshine and water their heart needs to bloom in its own time. Number 4. I don't need to fix you. I just want to understand you. One of the biggest fears an avoidant carries is the idea that love means being changed, corrected, or fixed. They think, if I let someone in, they'll try to mold me into something I'm not. That's why these words are a balm to their soul. I don't need to fix you. I just want to understand you. Understanding creates intimacy. Fixing creates pressure. When you approach them with curiosity instead of criticism, with empathy instead of judgment, they begin to feel like they can breathe around you. Imagine the shift. Instead of fearing that you'll dissect their flaws, they realize you're leaning in just to know them better. And for someone who's used to hiding, that's revolutionary. It says, you don't have to be perfect here. You just have to be real. This is where true connection lives, not in fixing, but in understanding. Because love isn't about sculpting someone into your ideal. It's about embracing them as they are, and letting that embrace become the soil where growth naturally happens. 5. Your feelings matter to me. For many avoidants, childhood taught them that their emotions were either too much or not enough. Maybe they were dismissed, ignored, or even punished for expressing their feelings. Over time, they learned, my feelings don't matter. Better to hide them than risk rejection. So when you look them in the eyes and say, your feelings matter to me, you're not just saying a phrase. You're undoing years of silent conditioning. You're rewriting their inner belief system. These words validate the part of them that has always been told to shut down. They tell them, I won't reject you for feeling. I won't punish you for being human. I want to know your heart because your heart is important to me. And validation creates safety. The more they believe their feelings have weight in your relationship, the more they'll trust you with them. That's when walls begin to crack. Not because you hammered them down, but because you whispered, your voice matters. Your heart matters. You matter. 6. I feel closest to you when you let me see your truth. Avoidants equate vulnerability with danger. They believe, if I open up, I'll be abandoned. That's why they hide their emotions, their fears, their dreams. But these words flip the script. I feel closest to you when you let me see your truth. You're reframing vulnerability. You're teaching them that openness doesn't lead to rejection, it leads to intimacy. You're telling them that when they share what's real, it doesn't scare you away, it pulls you closer. This changes everything. Instead of seeing truth as a liability, they begin to see it as the bridge that connects you. Slowly, cautiously, they start to test it out. They reveal small truths, then bigger ones. And every time you respond with love, you reinforce the new belief. My truth won't push love away. It will bring it nearer. That's how walls fall. Not with demands, not with ultimatums, but with gentle affirmations that vulnerability is not a threat. It's the very thing that binds hearts together. 7. No matter what, I choose you. At the very core of avoidant behavior is fear of abandonment. They think, if I let someone close, they'll leave. And if they leave, I'll be destroyed. This fear fuels the walls, the distance, the running. But there is one phrase that speaks directly to that terror. No matter what, I choose you. These words are not about blind loyalty. They're about grounded, steady commitment. They say, even when you struggle with closeness, even when you need space, even when it gets messy, I'm not going to run. I'm choosing you in your strength, in your weakness, in your walls, and in your breakthroughs. Imagine the relief that brings. To someone who always waits for the other shoe to drop, your choice becomes the anchor they didn't know they needed. Love isn't proven in the easy moments. It's proven in the storms. And when you declare, through your words and actions, I choose you still, you're breaking the very fear that built their walls in the first place. My friends, love doesn't break walls down by force. Love melts walls by warmth, by patience, by words spoken with tenderness, consistency, and truth. So the next time you're with someone who pulls away, don't panic. Don't chase. Don't force. Instead, speak the words that heal. Tell them they're safe. Tell them you see them. Tell them you choose them. Because sometimes, the right words at the right time are more powerful than any grand gesture. And those words, when spoken from the heart, can unlock a love that was always there, just waiting behind the walls. And before we close today, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for opening your heart, for being willing to learn, and for walking this journey of love with courage. Because it takes real strength to love someone whose walls are high, and even more strength to love them with patience, kindness, and understanding. Remember this, words have power. They can wound, or they can heal. And when spoken with love, The right words can melt the coldest walls and turn distance into closeness. So, if this message touched you, carry it with you. Use these words not as tricks, but as truth. Speak them from your heart and watch how love transforms before your very eyes. My friends, thank you for spending this time with me today. Until we meet again, stay patient, stay kind, and above all, stay in love. Take care and goodbye for now.